DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, Delaware remains solidly blue and makes some history on Election Day. Plus, two separate fatal crashes claim the lives of two men. And paramedics statewide have a new tool in their arsenal to save lives. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief for Wednesday, November 6th. I'm Matt Ford. Here's what's making headlines today across the first state. While it was a terrible night for Democrats on the national level with Donald Trump sailing to victory, they fared much better here in the first state, even making some history. Delaware State Senator Sarah McBride made history Tuesday night, defeating Republican John Whalen III to become the first openly transgender person elected to U.S. Congress. Representing Delaware's sole U.S. House seat, McBride triumphed with a well-funded campaign focused on issues impacting Delawareans. McBride, an LGBTQ rights activist, gained national attention in 2016 as the first openly transgender person to speak at a major party convention. Her campaign focused on healthcare, economic security, and equality, areas she championed as a state senator.
I know how much it would have meant to me as a young person to see what just happened when I was growing up. I think I love this state. This state helped shape me and raise me into the person that I am. And tonight, the state that I love has only deepened the truth that in this state of neighbors, we judge candidates based on their ideas and not their identities, and that here in Delaware, our diversity is our strength. And I hope we send a message to the country that our democracy is big enough for all of us.
The seat opened after Representative Lisa Blunt Rochester pursued a Senate bid. Now, McBride's election represents a historic milestone for the LGBTQ+ representation in Congress. And U.S. Representative Lisa Blunt Rochester also made history Tuesday night, winning Delaware's U.S. Senate seat and becoming the first woman and first black person to represent the state of Delaware in the Senate. Defeating Republican newcomer Eric Hansen, Blunt Rochester benefited from Delaware's strong Democratic leanings and a substantial funding edge, with $8 million raised to Hansen's $1 million. The win marks a new chapter in Blunt Rochester's career, succeeding retiring Senator Tom Carper, who had endorsed her as his successor. Previously, she served as 4 terms as Delaware's lone House representative, focusing on healthcare and equality issues. She expressed her gratitude to a crowd gathered at Wilmington's riverfront Tuesday night.
I stand here before you tonight extremely humbled and with a heart filled with gratitude to God and to the people of Delaware who put their trust in me.
And sticking with the election from last night, first-term State Senator Kyle Evans Gay, a Democrat, decisively defeated Republican Ruth Briggs King in Delaware's lieutenant governor race, capturing 55% of the vote. Gay's campaign focused on issues like abortion access and education funding, which she believes resonated with voters. She says, "I've witnessed landmark changes here. Our children can't wait. We must do better for them," she states. In other statewide races, Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer easily fended off Republican Mike Ramone for governor, and incumbent Democrat Trinidad Navarro secured his 3rd term as insurance commissioner, defeating Republican Ralph Taylor. Gay said she and Governor-elect Meyer will work together, of course.
We're going to lead with integrity, with intentionality. We're going to follow data, and we're going to work on solutions. I mean, that's what I saw in Governor-elect's campaign. That's what I tried to offer in mine, and now we can get to do that good work together.
That's right.
And the Democratic majority in the state House grew by 1 seat, with notable wins for candidates like Frank Burns in the 21st District and Claire Snyder Hall in the 14th. With these election outcomes, Delaware's political landscape now appears more firmly blue as Democrats retain significant control in both statewide and local races. And in other election news, from Legg Hall, Delaware State Representative Brian Shup has won re-election in the 36th district. That's according to unofficial results from the Delaware Department of Elections. The Republican incumbent defeated Democrat Ronnie Balthazar Lopez, keeping the seat under GOP's control, which it has held for over 40 years now. Shup, a former Milford mayor elected as the city's youngest in 2014, narrowly won his party's primary back in September by just 12 votes against fellow Republican Patrick Smith. First elected to the General Assembly in 2018, Shup will continue to represent the district for another term. And here in heavily Democratic Wilmington, only 2 city council races were competitive. Incumbent Xanthia Oliver won again in the 3rd district, defeating write-in challenger Don Farrell. Farrell had previously lost to Oliver in the September primary. For the at-large seats, voters re-elected incumbents Letitia Tish Bracey and Maria Cabrera and welcomed newcomer Alexander Hackett. Republican James Spadola retained his seat in City Council, defeating fellow Republican Sean Daughtery. With Wilmington's strong Democratic leaning, most incumbents easily kept their positions last evening. The November ballot featured few contested races, as many candidates, primarily Democrats, ran unopposed. The newly elected members will join existing council members who won in the primary in September, maintaining the city's long-standing Democratic dominance. And further south, last night a power outage in Smyrna on Election Day has been confirmed as unrelated to nefarious activities, says acting town manager Tori M. James, says in a social media post. The disruption, which occurred around midday Tuesday, caused some inconvenience but did not interfere with voting. The Delaware Department of Elections confirmed that voting continued without interruption, with generators used at affected polling places. Smyrna, which operates its own electricity system, quickly located the outage's source. And it's fitting to end election news with Delaware and Return Day. Tomorrow, 2 days after Election Day, Delaware will honor its age-old tradition of Return Day in Georgetown in Sussex County. Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike will gather to set aside partisan divides. The highlight, a symbolic hatchet-burying ceremony signifying peace between political opponents. The festivities kick off at 9 a.m. with a friendly hatchet-throwing contest among Sussex County mayors. At 1:30 p.m., a parade will follow, featuring former candidates riding side by side. The town crier will read election results from the courthouse balcony, followed by the ceremonial burying of the hatchet. Guests can also enjoy an ox roast featuring free barbecue beef sandwiches. Return Day reminds Delawareans of the spirit of unity that's carried on since the late 1700s. And while it does look like a good hatchet burying day tomorrow, here's a look at your weather forecast all around Delaware.
DETV News Weather is brought to you by Real Life Prosthetics. Live life fully with Real Life Prosthetics. Your ability is our mission.
Welcome back. Switching gears now, a fatal collision on Sussex Highway left 1 man dead and several people injured. That's according to Delaware State Police. Shortly after 8:15 on November 4th, a Kia Optima entered Sussex Highway from Ockles Road, crossing into the path of a southbound Chevrolet Silverado truck. That Silverado struck the Kia's side, critically injuring its driver, a 33-year-old woman. The front seat passenger, a 64-year-old Seaford man, later died at a hospital. Authorities are withholding his name, pending family notification. In another deadly crash to tell you about, state police are investigating a fatal crash in Newark that left 1 man dead. Shortly before 10 p.m. Tuesday, November 5th, a 2012 Infiniti went off Salem Church Road, overturned, and came to a stop in a driveway. A 59-year-old Newark man was pronounced dead at the scene, while a 31-year-old man sustained non-life-threatening injuries. That driver's identity is still undetermined. Salem Church Road was closed for over 5 hours during that investigation last night. And a Wilmington man faces multiple charges after Delaware State Police linked him to a spree of shopliftings and a robbery at Price's Corner businesses. Since April it happened, 34-year-old Garrett Hitchens was arrested just last week after being spotted at an Acme supermarket. He allegedly threatened to kill an employee there during an August robbery. Police say that Hitchens is responsible for 1 robbery and 21 shopliftings, targeting stores like Target, Walgreens, and Bath & Body Works. He remains held on bond. And Delaware has joined West Virginia as one of only 2 states to offer a statewide EMS whole blood protocol. Kent County paramedics now have access to whole blood for in-field transfusions, following Newcastle and Sussex counties. The protocol, which was proven effective in increasing survival rates for crash and shooting victims with severe blood loss, is part of a coordinated effort with the Blood Bank of Delmarva. This initiative aims to save lives by providing timely blood transfusions in emergencies. And one final bit of election news this evening. Former Rehoboth Beach City Commissioner Richard Byrne, 78 years old, was arrested for allegedly stealing campaign signs. Rehoboth Beach police began investigating after a complaint on October 30th reported missing signs down in Sussex County. Well, on November 4th, Monday, officials reportedly saw him with several stolen signs near their original location. He served as commissioner from 2018 to 2021 and faces charges including theft and criminal mischief. He was released on his own recognizance. And before we sign off this evening, the Delaware Diabetes Coalition will host its 22nd annual Diabetes Wellness Expo next Tuesday, November 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Delaware Technical Community College's Terry campus in Dover. Held in honor of National Diabetes Month, the free event aims to support diabetes management and healthier living. The expo will feature over 35 exhibitors, health screenings, and presentations by local health leaders. Highlights include a keynote address, The Art of Happiness by Dr. Steve Goodwin from the University of Delaware, and a panel on the role of specialists in diabetes care. Free screenings for diabetes, blood pressure, stress, and foot health will be offered along with vaccinations. Attendees will also receive a free boxed lunch from the Food Bank of Delaware, with proceeds supporting its culinary school. For more details and the full agenda, you can head to diabetescoalition.org. And that's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. We thank you so much for joining us. For more news anytime, follow us on our website or social media pages at DETV for all the latest news across the state of Delaware. For all of us here at DETV, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again here tomorrow evening. Good night. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America. And I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.